Okay. Whenever you are ready.
Okay, so we are live streaming right now. So let's call this meeting to order. I have a motion moved by Tom and seconded by Victor that the agenda for the regular council meeting held February the 9th, 2021 be approved as, are there any amendments?
None.
No amendments? So approved as presented. Any discussion? All those in favor? Let me see your hands. All those in favor? Okay, motion's carried. Okay, is there any disclosure pecuniary interest in general nature thereof by any item on tonight's agenda by any member of council? Seeing none, we'll note that in the minutes. I have a motion moved by Bill and seconded by Nikki that the minutes of the regular council meeting held January 26, 2021 be approved as presented. Any discussion on that motion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Motion's carried. My internet is very slow, so I think what we'll do is I'll ask for any negative votes verbally instead of waiting for your hands to come up. Okay, mayor's remarks, just a few, and they're definitely COVID related, that we've earned our way to the green designation. So kudos to everyone in our community and all of the health unit staff, mayors, KFLNA, we finally got there. We have become an exception to the rest of the province. So let's hope we can stay in the green, do what we need to do, and stay healthy and continue to protect each other. Deputy Mayor Gowdy, do you have anything to add? Okay, all right, let's move on then. Unless someone else has something. Are there any deferred items?
None.
Okay, staff reports. And our first is construction. I have a motion moved by Cindy and seconded by Elwin that the construction details January 2021 prepared by CBO be received as information. Any discussion or questions for Andy? Brent? Go ahead.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Andy, I'm looking at the numbers. We're down. I'm assuming, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, the reason we're down is because of the hold on a lot of permits due to COVID. Just want to confirm whether or not my gut instinct on this is correct.
Through you, Madam Mayor. COVID hasn't stopped the issuance of permits. I do have 3 applications for new homes, and once we get the septic program up and going, we're just waiting for septic on those. So with the amount of questions and stuff I've been getting this year, I think it's going to be another busy year.
That's good.
That's good.
Any other questions? All those in favor, anyone voting no to the motion? Hearing no no's, the motion's carried. Next is Public Works. I have a motion moved by Victor and seconded by Tom that council receive the Public Works activity report as prepared by the Public Works Manager dated February 9th, 2021 for information. Any questions or comments for Tyson? Bill, go ahead.
Through you, Madam Mayor, to Tyson. Tyson, has it been a very difficult winter on equipment, given the, what you say, the number of times the plows are out or whatever, but how are we doing in the maintenance department in regard to winter maintenance equipment?
Through you, Madam Mayor, we've had some minor breakdowns and some of them probably chalked up to the cold temperatures. Other than that, it's been a fairly standard winter. People think that since there's not much accumulation that It's been an easy one, but as soon as we get a light dusting on the road, we got to apply the same amount of salt and sand as always. So pretty standard winter with some minor breakdowns so far.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Is there anyone voting? Motion's carried. Okay. We have a motion moved by Nikki and seconded by Victor. Whereas Council passed bylaw 2019-53 at its regular November the 12th, 2019, restricting the to the road allowance between concession 5 and 6 Hinterbrook due to immediate safety concerns. And whereas the owners of part of lot 26 concession 6 have been unable to access their property and have been working with staff to reach an alternative option for access. And whereas Council passed resolution 445-2020 at its December the 8th, 2020 meeting, which directed staff to consult with Rideau Valley Conservation Authority to determine any wetland development restrictions and obtain preliminary estimates from qualified contractors for the cost to bring the road up to a municipal standard and a private road standard. And whereas staff have consulted with Rideau Valley Conservation Authority and found that the cost of the environmental studies and reports to evaluate the possibility of updating the Alton Road to municipal standards is too high to advance to the next step in this investigation. Therefore, be it resolved that Council receive this update and allow staff to continue discussion, questions or comments? Pretty clear motion. Is there anyone voting no to the motion? Motion's carried. So lots more work to do on that one. Okay, we're committee and other reports. I have, there's no delegations or presentations. We're at correspondence. And I have a motion moved by Tom and seconded by Cindy that Council received for information the following correspondence. And it's 1 to 17 as was in your package. Any discussion? Is there anyone voting no to the motion?
Mayor,
Oh, sorry, Bill.
Councilor McDonald
Yes.
has, yes.
Yes, go ahead.
If through you, Madam Mayor, I'm just wondering, the letter we received in regard to the training of the firefighters training center. I'm just wondering if we could ask Jamie to inform us as to whether or not that's a useful service and whether or not we should be supporting the resolution that come across our desk asking the province not to close that training center. I know Jamie's not with us today, but I'm wondering if we could ask him through Kathy to perhaps give us a report at the next meeting.
Okay, and I do see that there have been correspondence coming through the county where municipalities are asking that the center not be closed. So we could do that. Jamie could bring us his feelings about the training itself. Kathy, is that appropriate?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Okay. Anyone voting no to the motion? Motion's carried. Okay. We are now at our public meeting portion. And I have a procedure to read to the public. Do we have public on the line, Cindy?
We do have 4 members of the public on the line. I'm not sure if they are here for the public meeting or not, but there are 4 attendees.
Okay, so this is the application, the zoning bylaw Fox Parliament. So the Council of the Township Centre Frontenac is conducting a public meeting under the Planning Act with respect to application ZB 0121 Fox Parliament for the rezoning of a lot addition lands from rural to general residential R1. So the lot addition lands is in the same zone as the benefiting parcel. I will now ask the deputy clerk to advise the method by which notice of the meeting was given and confirmation as to the date that notice was given.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I can confirm that the notices were mailed out to the adjoining property owners and anyone requiring notice on January the 15th, 2021. At that same time, on January 15th, the notice was given to the property owner for posting on the property. Notice in the Frontenac News was placed for the January 14th edition, and the notice was also posted on our website since January the 6th.
Okay, thank you. Any persons who wish to receive a copy of the minutes of the public meeting, a copy of the report or notice of the passing should indicate their full name, address, postal code, and contact numbers to Kathy McMunn, CAO clerk, at the contact information provided in the report. This information is also available on the screen. I just had a cat join me here. If a person or public body does not make oral submissions at the public meeting or make written submissions to the Township of Central Frontenac before the proposed amendment being approved or adopted, the person or public body is not entitled to appeal the decision of the Council of the Township of Central Frontenac to the local planning appeal tribunal and may not be added as a party to the hearing of an appeal before the local planning appeal tribunal unless, in the opinion of the tribunal, there are reasonable grounds to do so. The procedure for the public meeting is as follows. The planner, Jenny, will be asked to explain the purpose of the public meeting. The applicant will then be provided with an opportunity to discuss the proposal. I will then inquire if there are any persons present who wish to make an oral or written submission on the proposed proposal. If so, you should announce your name and state whether you support or oppose the proposal, and we'll give you directions on how to virtually raise your hand so that we can get you speaking. Should there be any person wishing to make comments or to ask questions about the proposal, they will be given the opportunity to address council. The applicant will also be given an opportunity to respond to issues arising from the public comments. Please be aware that all persons wishing to address the issues should direct their comments and questions through the chair. I would also note that personal information collected as a result of the public meeting is collected under the authority of the Municipal Act, the Municipal Freedom of Information Protection of Privacy Act, the Planning Act, and all other relevant legislation, and will be used to assist in making a decision on this matter. All personal information is defined by MFIPA, including but not limited to names, addresses, opinions, and comments collected will be made available for public disclosure to members of the public at the meeting through request and through the website of the Corporation of the Township of Central Frontenac. Questions regarding the collection, use, and disclosure of this personal information may be directed to the clerk. I will now ask Jenny Kapuska, Community Planner, to advise how members of the public can participate in the meeting. And Jenny will put up slides as well.
Fantastic. I was not aware that I was doing a slide presentation.
Oh, well, there
So
you go.
I think what I can do there is just put up the
Application.
just
The public participation guide is an agenda item B.
yes, and I'm just going to share my screen for that. Here we go. Can folks see my screen now?
Not yet.
Oh, coming up.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm just going to. So there is a raise hand feature at the bottom of the screen if there's any participants who wish to raise their hand and comment. Oh, I don't know why that's not getting bigger. If you can't hear, there's audio settings here where you can adjust your audio settings. I believe based on the participants who are currently listening into the meeting, there's not anyone who needs to speak, but I will ask if there is anyone, if anything's not clear, to raise the hand button and we can clarify.
Okay. Okay, Jenny, are you going to take us through the application?
Yes, thank you. I can do that.
Oops. Sorry, I'm just going to go back into the planning report. There's
Just wait for that to load. All right, excellent. So this is an application for a zoning bylaw amendment to amend a parcel, which was a lot addition parcel approved by the Committee of Adjustment in March 2020, application B1120HI. They're adding a small section of land from a larger rural parcel at the back where the applicants had constructed a garage and some accessory structures. Yeah, the consent application was to add a portion of land to the property with the residents on in order to have all of their structures on their own property. At the time, the committee approved the application on the recommendation of the planning staff. One of the conditions of that approval was that the lot addition parcel be rezoned from rural to the general residential or R1 to ensure that the entire property is within the same zone. The reason for this is when you have multiple zones on one property, you potentially have an opportunity to use each zone to the fullest extent. And this allows the property to be more accurately reflected and we don't end up with split zones on properties, which can be very confusing. So recommendation of planning staff is to approve this zoning bylaw amendment to rezone the lot addition parcel to that general residential in conformity with the lot to which it's being added to.
Okay. Is there any member of the public who would like to speak to this rezoning?
I have not seen anyone raise their hands to indicate that they wish to speak.
Okay. Is there any question or comment from council? Okay, I'm going to read the motion and we can take any questions or
Madam-
comments at that point as well.
Excuse
Oh,
me,
sorry.
Madam Mayor. Madam Mayor.
Yes.
Councilor McDonald had his hand up.
Oh, okay. I can't see. Maybe we could take the screen down or the document down so we can see all of council.
I'm just through you, Madam Mayor. I'm just a little bit lost here. What are we dealing with? Are we doing the ones that were let me get back here. We moved ahead to Fox, but what happened to the other two that we're doing?
There's only the one. It's the Fox
Okay.
Parliament.
Yeah, we're there now, but did we not have one before that on the food truck and the animal hospital?
Sorry,
No.
may I clarify? The previous version of the notation was the last rezoning that we had done for those two. So that was updated with this one. It's just this zoning bylaw public meeting that we're dealing with tonight.
Okay. Okay, we've had all of our submissions. I have to read this part about concluding the public meeting. The public meeting is now concluded. I would remind any persons wishing to receive additional information to provide their full name, address, postal code, and contact numbers to Kathy to the email address or phone number that will be on the website. So the public meeting is concluded. Now I have a motion, and the motion is moved by Brent and seconded by Elwin, that council receive public comments at the public meeting and pass an amending bylaw later in the meeting to rezone the subject lands should council be satisfied that all public comments have been addressed. Any discussion? Is there anyone voting no to the motion? Motion's carried. All right, bylaws. I have a motion moved by Bill and seconded by Nikki that bylaw 2021-13, being a bylaw to amend 2011-52 as amended, part lot 25 concession 4 Hinchinbrook, be read a first, second, and third time and finally passed this 9th day of February 2021. Any discussion? Let's try this. All those in favor, can I see your hands? Ah, it's working now. Motion's carried. Motion moved by Cindy, seconded by Victor, that bylaw 2021-14 being a bylaw to amend 2019-11, adopting a code of conduct and council staff relationship policy be read a first, second, and third time and finally passed this 9th day of February 2021. Any discussion? All those in favor? Motion's carried. Okay. Are there any notices of motion?
No,
Is there any giving of notice of motion?
no,
New or other business? I have a motion moved by Brent and seconded by Bill. Whereas staff have been approached via the Kingston Film Office for a request by CBC for the use of the Hintonbrook School for 1 or 2 day film shoot. And whereas the production company has offered the township a donation for the use of the school for this purpose, since we do not have a rental fee for this facility. And whereas staff have prepared the necessary documentation and have obtained confirmation of appropriate insurance coverage and liability protection from the production company. Now, therefore, be it resolved that council authorize the CAO clerk and the treasurer to sign necessary permission forms and acknowledgement of donation for tax purposes to facilitate this film shoot. Any discussion? All those in favor? Motion's carried. Elwin, I can't see you, but I'm assuming that you're going to speak up if you don't agree with something, okay?
Got that right.
Okay. All right, we are at the closed session. I have a motion moved by Victor and seconded by Tom that council move into closed session pursuant to section 239(2) to discuss matters relating to litigation or potential litigation, including matters before administrative tribunals affecting the municipality or local board, section 239(2)E. All those in favor? Motion's carried. Now, there's a different way we're going into close, Cindy, I understand.
I sent out the link on Friday, and it will just be the one meeting that we will do. So if anyone didn't get the link or needs me to resend the link, let me know. Otherwise, you can access that link through that email.
And it's from you or from Frontenac, or who's it from?
It's from, that's a good question. It's from Zoom. So it would be the Township of Central Frontenac.
Okay, so we'll see everyone back here shortly.
Okay.
We have to do anything?
You'll have to log into the other meeting. We're going from a webinar now to a meeting.